Today it was the turn of the Ohme EV charger, and we're kind of getting into a bit of a routine with these now, which you'll probably start to recognise. Usual thing, materials all out, making sure we've got everything, getting our dust sheets in and self set up, and then it's on to looking at the cable run and the best way to approach it. We always use EV Ultra cable, and our first plan is to always mark out how we're going to get through to where the consumer unit is and also to the outside wall to where the charger is going to go, measuring up for pipes and anything like that to avoid any mistakes. Not always possible, but the more you check and the more you look, the less chance there is. Then it's a case of popping up the template so we can see where our outside hole needs to be, and then we drill that through as well, so we have a direct route between. Once we have the cable route in place, it's then moving on to the fixings as well, because now we know where the cable's going to go, we can laser through and mark up where all our fixings are going to be and get that sorted too. We use the D-line cable clips when they're on show because they look a little bit tidier, so we get all those fixed into place, then all we have to do is lay the cable across and we can clip it as we go. Nice and neat on the finish with these. That's really the most time consuming part, so once the cable's in place and pulled through to both ends, we can start making off the charger and the sub-consumer unit at the other end. So we get the cable glanded through on the reverse. This is a rear entry one on this one, so it's a case of just marking it and making sure the cable comes through but doesn't block the case when you put the cover back on. And then at the other end is a sub-consumer unit, fuse box one with the surge protector and the bi-directional RCBO. Before we get too far into the job, and once the cable's in place, we like to go back and make off any making good, siliconing and anything like that, just so we don't forget later on in the job. We had to tee off the meter tails again for our sub-consumer unit here, and one of the important things to remember is to go back into the existing consumer unit and just tighten up those tails as well, because where they've been moved around a little bit, sometimes they can get loose, so it's always worth double checking. Once we were pretty much there, as usual, it was onto the testing. We were also putting a socket in here as well, so we did the socket testing for that too, and then you just go back and check everything as you go. Once again, there was no safety electrical connection tag by the main part, so we put that in and then just tidied up some of the cables and all that sort of thing. Just double check everything before we leave. This was our cable route in the end, through the garage, and just a straight run across the wall down to where we exited for the charger. And that was the charger and socket in place. Customer was really happy, and all that was left to do was peel off the plastic at the end, which I always find really satisfying. Another job done from us, another car charger done, and follow us for more.